it says prepare to Zoom the meeting on my end.
Yeah, by sending you consent to being live streamed. Okay. Got it. Now, I'm over here on Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
Wait. It's still coming up. Still coming up on my end. So then I go here to Zoom and I hit something. It says got it, right? So I'm gonna hit got it.
Yeah, I did got it.
All right, so here we are. We're live and in charge. So I don't know. What do you do from here? Where I go?
I just click on the Millionaire Real Estate Career.
Okay. Do you see it there live?
But no, that's the thing. I stopped seeing it now.
All right. Here, let me look on my phone. Let's see it that way.
This photo, somebody changed the photos.
Yeah, because it went from pornography to.
Oh, okay.
So the new one's not up there yet?
This photo no longer available. That's all it says.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to put a different photo. Shoot. Okay. But all right, here, let me get on it. Yeah, apparently it got corrupted. It's no longer available. But it showed it on my phone. Refresh your phone. Here, I'm live. I'm gonna hit. Sir, I'm live. Are you that?
That's I don't have it. No.
Refresh your phone or something. Okay.
All right. I'll turn it off and on.
Here's what mine looks like. I got it.
Yeah. Okay, that's the same picture. I just turned my phone off.
Refresh your phone or whatever you got to do on that end.
Doggone it. It was coming on. It was perfectly fine. And I knew what I was doing.
So what happened?
Shayna said the same thing. She couldn't see
morning?
it. No, yesterday I talked to her. Okay.
So I only made that change probably after you were already on this morning. It was probably in the right before I went to get coffee.
Okay.
So here, mine's on there.
These people that fool around with everybody else's stuff.
I don't even know if it's a people. It might be just a robot or AI, just something out there infiltrating.
I always look at it like somebody doesn't have anything else to do.
Maybe.
All right.
I think Gil's here.
Okay. Come on. There it is. And I'm on. Boom. So
Okay,
that was
need to
it.
refresh. Okay, so now can you go to chat?
Let's see what I normally do. I don't see chat. I got like, comment, share.
On the bottom, it doesn't say stop video, security, mute, summary. Oh no, that's probably on mine.
I normally do. There I turned. It's okay. This is what I did. I always turn it on. I turn the volume down.
Yep, I gotta turn my volume down.
And then I can normally see it all.
There's no ability to chat. Is it in view? Go to view. Is there chat?
There, right there. Yep, it's live chat. Yep, I'm on. Oh, there. Okay, we have people on already.
No, it's you and me.
No, it says that there's a guy. There's Diano. He's from Navarre. Is on.
Hello? How come I don't see that then?
He's just looking. I see him.
All right, what am I doing? Oh, weird. Okay. What am I doing? Meeting. What the heck am I doing? I see you, right? You're here. How come I don't see you? See somebody else on here?
Yeah, for some reason I get, if you go on there.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, he's from Fort Walton Beach. I thought you were from Navarre. He just got the notification and hopped on. Good. Okay, we're testing, trying to get this cleaned up. We've been having some issues. How do you say your last name or your first name? I'm sorry. I tune in through Facebook. Okay. Do you have the Zoom link? Gino.
Okay. So he's on
Okay.
Facebook, not on Zoom. So I'm looking at
Thanks,
Zoom,
Gino.
not
Yeah, he's
Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm glad. That's exactly what we're trying to test, Gino, is if I can see people on Facebook. So I'm glad you're on. That's
Okay,
awesome.
I got you. I got you.
All right.
I see him.
Gino, I'm hearing good things about you. I forgot where to retrieve the link.
Okay, I see what's happening here, but I'm going to be on Zoom.
I think Shayna sent it out through email, or you may have been
Yeah.
invited on a calendar invite.
I want to go to Zoom. All right. Okay, so I can see the Zoom people, and now I got on my phone the
There you go.
Facebook people, but I don't see any face. Is Gino
No, no.
on his face or Dino?
Oh, that's right. You guys have bold today. I forgot. Go get them.
All right.
No, you can't see their
He's
face.
just his chat. Okay.
Yeah. I just see them on there. That's it.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
All right. So, little different. We got to be careful on our pregame here since it's recording. Or I do.
Oh,
Anyway.
you can turn it off if you want to and turn it back
But then we'll
on.
lose Gino or Dino.
Oh.
Sorry, Dino. I'm sorry I got your name wrong. Sorry, bud.
Gino, no, it's DJYNNO. It's awesome. I've never seen a name that way.
Cool.
Good to have a name no one else has.
And they're doing bold.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But we're talking about expenses. What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's going to be the concepts of personal money management. I was actually.
Because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. You better get tight on that because I had another agent come to me yesterday asking about what's going on in the market that normally doesn't ask those questions.
Uh-huh. Well, that's the whole basis. The basis is we're going to go through 12 to 14 months, let's say, of a tough time. Let's plan on it. And how can we get through it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this will be. Along with what we talk about every other day. Have a plan for college for your kids, long-term care for yourself and your parents, maybe early retirement. Or
I post a lot of stuff online. I get these people, because I posted Majestic Sun in 2003, the median sales price for a condo in there 20 years ago was 321,000. Today it's 625. That's enough. It's double your money, right?
Yeah.
And if you rented it that whole time, that means somebody else paid 20 years of your mortgage. That's a good thing.
I'll say.
And let's just say you captured 15,000 on average a year, which is probably low, but back in the 90s might not be. But say you got 15 grand a year for 20 years, that's another 300 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got a property that's massively paid down equity, that's appreciated substantially more equity. So all good. Is that a good investment? I would say yes. Even if there was an assessment or whatever, the likelihood is your renter paid for it. And that doesn't even include the tax depreciation that you took on your appreciating asset.
Right.
Or if you did a cost seg or any of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? All just massive spotlight on good investment. And then somebody comes on, well, it was a good investment in 2003, but now it's a crappy investment. Hold on, Tiger. What you're trying to tell me back in 2003, everybody was running around saying, oh my God, I got it for 321. It's the cheapest thing ever. Oh my God, it's so under. No, back in 2003, 321,000 was a massive amount of money. Oh my God, I can't believe you paid that much. Oh, I can't believe you paid that much.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And now these people are applying, in 20 years, and then I looked at the Empress in 2003, was maybe Majestic Sun's a random one-off. The Empress, non-rental building. In
I'm very
2003,
familiar with that. Uh-huh.
in
How much?
2003, the median sales price 20 years ago was 625,000. Today
Yeah,
it's 1,350,000.
Yeah, they were high.
Again, doubled. Now, you didn't have the renters to pay down your rent or your mortgage, but say you owned it for 20 years, you've paid down 20 years of your mortgage. So now you have massive equity. The appreciation through inflation and appreciation has created massive upside that you can now lever against if you want for dementia, for elder care, for school, for travel, for boats, for whatever.
Yep, it's called forced savings. That's what a house is.
Yeah.
Your personal primary residence is like forced savings
Mhm.
that benefits you like crazy.
Now, here's the issue. You got to play the long game. If you were looking at those two same properties and say 3 years later in 2006,
Mhm.
you probably, oh my God, what a horrible investment. Oh my God, I was dumb. Meh, 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 meh.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have liquidity to carry it, yes, you probably were.
Mhm.
But if you have liquidity and you're renting it out, then fine, carry on. It's the panic sellers, the cold feeders, I call them, that they get scared and they run. And some of them need to run. Like we're going to talk today, you need to run if you can't afford to stay in the game. Don't go down with the ship, so to speak. If
Right.
you can plug your holes and keep floating, that's one thing. But if you're taking on so much water, you're going to sink. Grab a lifeboat and get the hell out. You know what I mean?
What did my friend, my mentor, stock market wise, he calls them buffalo jumping off a cliff, and they
Well.
follow each other
Mhm.
selling when things are down a little bit.
So it depends. It depends on so many things.
Worst moves I've ever made were impulse selling and buying. I've actually done both.
Well, heck
This,
yeah. If you do this long enough, you're going to make mistakes, man.
oh yeah, definitely I've done that too.
You're going to get burned.
Mhm.
I put 200 grand in that scooter company, and right now I'm pretty sure I ain't getting it back. But I'm like over here, oh God, I hope. But I got liquidity, I got stuff, I can ride it out until the guy closes the doors forever, and then I'll take a tax charge down. But we're gonna ride it out.
At one time, I would have thought that was a good move
At one
too.
time, it was a good move.
When I went to Austin and everybody's riding these bikes everywhere, I thought, wow, this is going to be really something.
So let's talk about that for a quick minute. How far back can you look at the electric car business? I don't know, 28 months, whatever, right? COVID or before COVID, but Tesla was sucking it. They were the only ones that were getting anywhere. And even that was kind of a loser. They had to give them government money to keep that going. So there's no history, but at least with investment real estate, you can go back to the first house, right?
Mhm.
There's 1,000 years of history that backs up it's a good investment.
Right. Especially if the Emerald Coast, and it is what it is. It's the best place in the United States. It's hard to go wrong with that.
Let me ask you something. Do you wish your great relatives, father, grandfather, whatever, in your lineage, bought land for a house on Manhattan Island in 1802?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I wish I would have bought all of it. Oh, there's no way. Oh yeah, right. That proves it goes up over time.
There's a guy here that he owns hundreds of acres, if not thousands. He put a tree and shrub farm on it, and he's selling trees and shrubs like crazy as a guy managing it. I mean, it is something.
So that's a liquidity thing. Am I strong enough to ride out whatever? And we're going through a liquidity event right now. Do I have what it takes to stay in this game long enough? That's simple as that. Then you got to look at the game. Is the game changing? I would argue because of direct intervention from politics, the game of sales is changing.
Mhm.
How you acquire your business is changing.
I was on a call to talk with you on that, like the same thing. I was on a call yesterday with just the operating principles for Keller Williams franchises. And because of everything that's going on with Gary,
Yeah,
They are really, really coming out, reinforcing the education, training and everything to expand, highlight, what do you say? Fully utilize command and everything that it has so that our agents can, get around this do not call thing. Try to get them, like you and I were talking about, how to get incoming leads without risking everything with this do not call list. So yeah, anyway, there's going to be a whole big emphasis on it. It's all about, like what you and I said, is how to get incoming calls to help our agents win this way.
Mhm. You better get ahead of it, because as soon as everybody figures it out, there's gonna be a mad dash to whenever it gets discovered.
Oh yeah, I read an article. It said, even if you start a business like this scooter business you invested in, you've got about 6 months, and then you're going to have competition from places you didn't even know existed that's going to affect you.
Yeah,
They've got a very short window, like we're talking about,
Yeah.
to be ahead of the pack.
but you know what I did? We're sucking it on that. My ETFs are fine, because ETFs are always fine. They go up over time. I play the long game on everything. You get these day traders, you get these flippers. Flippers are in trouble right now. I think they're in trouble. There's no market. There's nowhere to flip to. I shouldn't say nowhere. There's so many fewer spots to flip to. You can't afford a mistake without paying a severe penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's flippers that are still working and doing it, and they'll tell you it's the greatest thing in the world. But
Yeah,
for the average Joe, be very careful.
that's right. I hear the same thing from gamblers. They only tell you when they win.
Mm-hmm.
They never tell you when they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nicole, I don't think I've ever seen you on with video on. How you doing?
Good. I'm usually getting my kids ready for school, so.
Yeah, Shayna is too. Everybody, that's what you guys do in the mornings.
She's going to bold.
Yeah, you
Going
had
to
the
bold.
bold. Good.
Yep.
Good for you. I took that class 15 times, maybe. It definitely helps. You'll be tired when it's over. it helps.
Oh, I'm
15
excited.
times, wow.
Huh?
15 times, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's because I've been around for 21 years.
Yeah, things changed over 21 years.
I'll say. I used to be young.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, what
I'll
happened?
give you guys an example. I've been doing this for 20 years, which means I probably called people. Let's say there's 22 here. Let me do something. I can't do the math. Somebody can do the math. 22. What is 22 weeks times 12 years? 4,000 or 4,000 weeks? How many weeks is that?
I've got my everything operating. I don't have a.
All right, Steve, what's 22 weeks times 20 years?
Oh, 22 times
20.
20.
I should be able to do that. It's 4,000.
4,800.
4,400.
4,400. Okay.
So 440 times 5. Some people call it 2,000. So I have roughly 2,000. It won't be that many because I do it every single day. But I bet there's 1,500 days I've made phone calls to people over the years.
Wow.
You guys don't realize John's car is in the parking lot every day, Monday through Friday, for all these years. And
But listen to this. So one of our agents comes in and she tells me yesterday, I had the best call with this owner. And I'm like, where at? She tells me. I'm like, what's his name? She tells me, or should he tell me, where's he own? And she said, oh yeah, he owns this and he owns that and whatever. I said, is it so-and-so? I said, yeah. I said, yeah. And did he tell you about his baseball career? Yeah. And did he tell you he owns in South Walton County at Seacrest, a bunch of land? How'd you know that? Is his wife so-and-so? Yeah. Because I've called him 4 times a year for 20 years. Well, not 20, 18 years. After you do that for a while, you know these people. It's like, oh my word. Right? But you know who doesn't know him? The one who called first time. The second time.
Yeah.
You know who they don't know? It's you, if you're the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
It's like.
And
what
all
we're
that
talking about
time-
here all morning, time on task, overtime, play the long game. You get lucky,
Overtime,
the
did you get
loophole is you
anything?
get lucky on a few of these because the timing matches. But you don't win off of luck. You win off of consistent strategy executed over time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Did he ever pay off on anything all that time? Give you referrals or anything?
Steve, I've made millions of dollars. That's a
Oh,
bit.
that's not bad. No, off of that guy that everybody that you called for all them years, that single guy. That was a
No, part of the
baseball.
reason why I know him, he never sells. So I keep talking to him over and over.
He'll sell sooner or later.
He never sells.
I told her, I think his health is getting bad, so hang in there. It's a game of attrition. Who's gonna die first, him or me?
Yeah, that's the conversation. You're in his database until you die, or it's whoever goes first, right?
Yeah,
Then us young guys will take over.
Yeah, that's
smart.
Hey, I got to brag on Nicole and Destiny, and Steven's doing it too, but Nicole's put 7 hours and 11 minutes in dialing and has picked up 29 leads this week. And Destiny's put in 7 hours and picked up 14 leads this week. So
awesome.
Steven, I don't know how many hours you've put in, but proud of y'all getting
I got
after it.
about 5.
Oh, I saw that picture on Facebook of you, Mark, and them in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that this
we were
morning.
doing live lead generation in the office.
Good. That's awesome.
We'll do that weekly.
Yeah, I got that circle. I got Mojo dialing pretty well figured out. I send them a voice message every time I call somebody and they don't answer. I hit the voice message and leave one for them. Works
3
good.
minutes. 3 minutes, John.
Yeah, well, we've been going for 30 already.
I know.
We had to get on and practice this morning because we've had
Yes.
some technical issues.
John and I get on at 7:20 talk.
I got nothing on here. Let's see, what do I got on here? I'm off my game today.
Hotty toddy. I see the hat.
Yeah.
Ranked 11 in the country. Starting to
Good for
get
him.
interesting. College football is getting interesting now where every game is a playoff game.
So true.
Mark, you in a new location this morning?
I am at home. I'm waiting to see if I'm supposed to go for my annual checkup. I've got a new doctor and my lab results aren't in. So I've got to call them to see if they want me to reschedule. So running all my tests and they aren't in yet.
I think all of us are doing that right now. Me too.
I haven't been to a doctor in 10 years, I think. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Knock on wood, dude.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how you look at it. If you think these doctors are that smart, they're not.
I went to school with a lot of doctors and I ain't going to see any of them.
Hey, don't say doctors don't work. They lost my arm.
Yeah. I shouldn't say that. I mean, there's plenty of good doctors. There's no doubt about it. Plenty of good doctors. And if I get sick, I want them around, but
Absolutely.
and I think you should go. Anybody should go to doctor. I'm not saying don't go to doctor. If you want to go to
Yeah.
doctor, go.
Yeah, you should definitely go.
Well, my son-in-law's, I have a pharmacist, a PA, and we'll have a MD. So I'm expecting to get some dividends off of that.
Good stuff.
Any
Hey,
of them
John,
named Fauci?
one
them.
minute. You always come off the wall with something.
You know,
Name
you know,
Mandela?
Pat, you know, Phil Madden, he worked with Fauci.
Really?
Is that right?
Is he
Yeah, he
still
did.
alive?
Okay, that's amazing. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
All right, we're at the 1 minute warning.
Yeah, we're gonna let Julie do today.
Okay.
Doesn't know it yet.
I'm coming your way, Julie, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Should have gotten here early. So I can back out.
Reminds me back when I was playing Little League Baseball and there was an infield pop fly and I'm under it. You know how the two kids come together? I'm
Yeah.
like, I got it. It drops. You got it.
That was yours.
All right.
Mhm.
God, I was the
Give it a
worst
try.
baseball player. I have a strike zone the size of Will Chamberlain.
All
All
right.
right, let's play some real estate here this morning. All right. Yesterday's yesterday, today's today. So let's get after it, right?
Record.
It is.
Oh, we're recording. We've been.
Yeah, we have. So, and
So-
anything you said will be held against you.
That's true.
So at any rate, let's talk real estate. Here's the thing I want to talk about. If it's going to be hard, and let's just assume it's going to be hard for the next little while. I don't know. See, I had another agent come to me yesterday saying, "Oh my gosh, it's really hard. What are you guys doing?" And so it's weird. You can feel the tension. It's just weird, or I can feel it anyway. So if it's going to be hard, let's just assume it's going to be hard. Let's figure out how to get through this. All right. And if you can grow, even better. But let's make sure you get through first and grow second. All right. And we can all get our ego. Oh, look out, here I come. This is when I'm going to shine. Good. I like that. Shine away. But make sure you're here first. Put the mask on you before you start fixing everybody else. So make sure you get that mask on you. All right. We got to get you safe. And I'm talking financially. And there's two sides of this. You're going to cut costs, but be very careful you don't cut your lifelines too. You got to keep your income coming. So be very careful. We're going to start talking about this pretty soon about cutting and where you can cut. But don't cut your growth. Cut your fat. Two different things. You don't want to cut muscle or bone. You want to cut fat. So be very careful. All right. So here, before I let these guys start going, here's where you want to get very comfortable with your money, people. Your money. And there's two sets of money. There's your personal finances and there's your business finances. You want to get very knowledgeable and aware of both of them. All right. You got to know how much runway you have before your checking account goes on strike. You get in both businesses. All right. So that's going to require some auditing and probably some uncomfortableness. So just be ready for it. It's smart. The fact that the market's turning is a healthy thing. And it hurts a little bit, but it makes you stronger. Assuming you get out the other end. All right. So why don't you guys go? What do you got?
Jeff.
Jeff,
Okay.
Julie first.
Yeah, I can
Somebody
start.
first.
I'll go. So we'll talk about the concepts of personal money management, and what most salespeople, and there's nothing wrong with this, are not good accountants. And so yeah, it's all thank God for my wife, and for you, John, it's your admin, right? So all we're trying to do now is how do we get our agents from here to the other side of this market? And that's just the main focus for today. So we know you're all in different situations. Some of you are younger and newer in the business, and everyone's in a different financial spot. But these rules will work for both sides of this, your personal and professional. So number one is, as a rule, pay cash or cash equivalent. No plastic credit. Julie, you can jump in anytime you want. I have a friend that he tracks all of his expenses through credit card purchasing. I don't know what card he uses, but the one he uses actually audits and tells him how much money he spent for gas that month, how much went towards eating out. So he knows what his personal expenses are monthly through the card. Now he
Hold
pays
on.
that
Hold
card.
on. You can use a credit card. I would encourage using a credit card. Pay the balance every month.
That's right.
Pay it down to zero, run it up, pay it down, run it up, pay it down. Okay.
Yeah.
That way you get all kinds of benefits. You build your credit, you do all that stuff.
Well,
Cash is cool, but it's even cooler if you use it to pay your monthly. But don't go crazy and you can't pay here's what we're seeing, guys. People paid their whole bill off during COVID. Then they started to spend more than they got in, and they paid not the whole bill, but half the bill. And then they kept spending, and now they're paying their minimum pay. No on the minimum, all or none, unless you're super, super diligent, and that ain't most folks.
So that's depending on your situation. That's right. What my wife, everything I'm telling you, I've screwed up. We've done wrong, made the mistake, got into credit card debt. My wife and I sat together, cut them all up, got an American Express card that at that time made you pay it off every month. And that's what we did. And then we got ourselves cleaned up. And then when you get, but I will say this, if you use credit cards like we do now, and my friend, we fly to Europe free on the points that we get from the credit card. So there is value if you are very disciplined with it. Okay.
Underline discipline.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to be careful with. And I would say, you know, if you're already struggling financially, the best thing is to not use credit cards at all, because you'll only get yourself in a more difficult situation.
I would agree with that, because that's a discipline. If you got yourself in trouble, it's a discipline thing. So make yourself disciplined. Only use cash.
I think pretty much all of us, when we were younger, we've all been there for sure. Okay. All right. Number 2 is purchase protection. It's it's life insurance, health insurance, home and property insurance, adequate car insurance. In case something unexpected comes up, you're not bankrupt, right? You're taken care of, but be careful. It's just pretty much liability insurance is what my dad always taught me. I didn't over insure. I just had enough to cover me in case something happened. Okay. All right. Number 3, this is a really hard one for all of us. Follow a budget. Avoid impulse buying. Without a budget, you don't have a financial roadmap. And that's what I think Simpson says this all the time. Mark, you know, if you don't have a goal or a plan, you don't know where you're going, you can't hit the target you don't have, right? So it's simply money in and money out. And just really avoid impulse buying.
So hold on. What was number 1?
Pay cash.
Cash.
No
What's number 2?
plastic credit. Purchase protection. It's adequate insurances.
Okay. Julie, you on board with both of those?
Yeah, and more depth. I just didn't want to interrupt him.
Oh, go ahead, please.
You're
No,
up.
I would say, you know, realtors are the worst. And I was the worst. And the first thing that you should do when you get your real estate license, even if you have no money whatsoever, is you need a minimum of 3 bank accounts. You need one for your personal, you need one for your incoming commissions, and you need one for your expenses. So if your business, and then it gets more complicated from there, but you know, for real estate, I have one account that 100% of my commissions, my team commissions, everything comes in, and then it goes out from there. It's much easier to track. So even if you have 0 coming in and 0 going out, you need 2 accounts for your business, completely separate from your personal account. And then you set yourself up on a salary, and you can set yourself up on a really low salary. You know, I say low, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but you know, 30 grand, it has to be reasonable that the IRS believes that you're actually making
So
that.
what the role is, what is the industry average for the role you claim?
I don't know, but I think I pay myself 30 grand. So, and what I would recommend is, and this is a complicated, you know, formula to get there, but figure out what your monthly expenses are for your personal life. You know, your, I call them your ABCs. A is your required, it's absolutely must, your mortgage or your rent, your utilities, your insurance premiums, that kind of stuff. That comes every month, no matter what. Your B's are your variables or your flexibles, or things that you have control over that you can reduce if you need to. And your C's are your fat, your luxuries, your vacation, your entertainment, your eating out. You can stop eating out. So when things are
You
tough,
just
you know,
described my A's.
what's that?
You just described all my A's.
Yeah. So your C's are Netflix, Hulu, gym membership. There are a whole bunch of things you want but don't need. And when times are tough, times are ahead, you cut all the C's. But your personal account, pay yourself a salary that covers that, the A's and the B's. So set up your salary for yourself that comes out of your expense account, your business expense account, that covers that. So that automatically, and then put it on auto pay. Automatically every 2 weeks, you're getting an auto pay deposit into that account, and that amount covers your minimum expenses, and that's done. That's your quote budget. And it covers what you must have. Okay. And when you can't, you stop eating out. That's the number one thing for everybody. Stop going to Starbucks and BlackRock and what are the things that my kids like to go to? I forget the name of it. I always say it wrong. The coffee place that's juices and weirdness and whatever, but cut that all out. So you need to, the 3 accounts is the big thing I say, the incoming, the outgoing, and then set up your salary. But then the budget is really, really, really important. I don't care what kind of money you make. You're going to have a hard time becoming a millionaire if you don't have a budget.
It would be,
Ramsey says you can't out earn your spending.
right. It would be very unusual to obtain wealth and not have a budget. Also, something as simple as, let's say 2 things, and Julie mentioned it with the Starbucks. My brother got a little bit older, started looking at what he was spending. He started adding up what he paid for lunches every day for a month. And he stopped doing that. And then he also smoked. He quit smoking, estimated he spent $100,000 in his lifetime for cigarettes. Whoa.
Well, cigarettes are expensive. Wow.
Have you
Yeah.
guys, I have a hard time getting this
And
to,
he's only 14 years old.
this book, this won't focus, darn it. How come it
Yeah.
only?
You got to hold it. You got to hold it there. There you go. My wife loves
The
that. book.
latte factor.
Yeah.
Look
Yep.
at me. I get closer to my screen, like I can see it better.
Sorry, I'm trying to get it where it'll.
Latte
focus.
Factor.
By
Just
David.
hold- Yeah, hold it in close. The Latte Factor. We were giving that book out to our friends, our kids. It's a good one. And then
It's
here's another one.
What Jeff is talking about right now is looking at your luxury or fat expenses like coffee, cigarettes, eating out, taking all that money and putting it into a savings account.
Here's another one.
You don't have a separate account for just like pushing in the taxes every time you get a check?
I use ADP, which is, and then there's all kinds of different salary, I guess, payroll savers. It's a payroll service. And
Right.
I pay myself through ADP and my employees so that that automatically pays the taxes, the quarterlies, does all the reports, your social security, all of it. So, because realtors, again, coming back
Steve,
to,
taxes is an A.
yes,
Taxes are in the A category.
pay taxes and social security and all that crap. But yeah, you need to have that. And then you have to get brilliant. And this is a third thing that I would talk about is, or fourth, I guess Jeff's still on 3, is understanding what's deductible. Take classes, read books, because as independent contractors, we get way, 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 way more deductions legally than just about anybody. If you have rental properties, anytime you go to Home Depot, that's deductible.
Your number one biggest expense is taxes. So if you can reduce that by being smart, that's a win.
Well, that's a wealth determiner, in my opinion, is your accountant, CPA. You should be meeting with them at least once a month. Once you get going, take them to lunch and ask them 500 questions. My wife used to make them dinner and they come to our house and we get to talk to them about whatever, all of this, deductions.
You have to be smart about it. You have to know yourself why and how to, what is deductible. Because if you're not tracking it, I mean, you can put everything on your credit card. And that's, again, coming back to, I have the 3 bank accounts, but I also have completely separate credit cards for business. I do not mix personal and business. That way I just hand them the credit card and say, here it is. But you have to know what to put on there. You have to know what is deductible. You have to know what you can kind of maybe deduct if you can put it in this category. You have to know, like when you go on a business trip, if you spend half of a day on a Friday doing business, you can deduct your whole trip. And I won't get into all the details around that, but as to
But it
why.
doesn't matter, you're not gonna be taking any trips.
Every trip that
Staycation.
you take, if you go visit a realtor in an office and learn, okay, your trip's deductible. But I'm not going to get into that because I'm not a CPA or an IRS agent. But I'll tell you, if you learn how to do that, you can get a lot of deductions legally.
I'm gonna give you all a tip. Go on Chat GPT and type in, I'm gonna be visiting realtors, how can I make it tax deductible? And it'll tell you based on the tax code.
Mhm.
I'm going on a trip, how can I make it tax deductible, a business trip? It'll tell you the things you have to
You
do.
leave on a Friday morning or a Thursday night, you spend 4 hours. You have to spend
Half your day.
the majority of the day. So 4 hours and 1 minute, because IRS determines a full day is 8 hours. Doing business for that is to grow your business. So you spend 4 hours, 1 minute on a Friday, and you arrived on Thursday night, and you can spend the weekend because the airline is cheaper, and you come back on Monday.
That's a whole talk in itself.
Yeah.
A lot of these are. And one other thing that's happened to us, and I read about it. I read an article that said Americans actually throw away 40% of the food they buy, the groceries. So what we started doing due to the high cost of food was clean out the freezer, eat what you buy for that week, and don't be buying and storing food that ends up going bad. Costs more and more money to do that. So, all right. 4, save up and then purchase. Don't let your credit card do your savings for you. I talked to a person yesterday or the day before, they bought a new truck with a $600 payment, and they think they're having a hard time saving money. My car is like a 2012 Lexus, and our other car is a 2019. It just, be careful. And I'll tell you what else, for you younger people, lack of emergency savings. When you have enough money in the bank that it don't matter if you got fired or quit or something happened to you for a year, it is so freeing. It's like so much weight off of your shoulders if you can get there. And that's what all of this will do for you.
Okay, so let me ask you guys, Jeff and Julie, for folks listening to this or watching this, what are, say, 1, 2, and 3 things they should do? What's an action item? How do I leave here with a plan?
If you don't already have 2 accounts for your business and 1 personal, go to the bank and set them up, even if you have 0 money. So if the bank requires $25 to open the account or whatever, set up 3 accounts starting right now. And then, we're coming up to the end of the year. You'll start next year fresh. It'll be easier for you, but your income goes in 1 account. That's your income account. And then you have your expenses account, and then you have your personal. Do not mix them. And you need to have separate
Those
debit
are checking accounts.
Yes.
Okay, what's number 2? Jeff, you got a 2? It's an action item. What should they do? They leave here.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
well, what should they do? You got to get a budget together first. I like the Dave Ramsey with the envelope thing. And when you run out of money in an envelope, you're done for that month. So if you've never read those Dave Ramsey books on financial wealth management, they're really good.
Basically, what he's doing is he's taking all his costs, his fixed costs, attaching enough money to cover those, sticking it into an envelope. And then every time he goes to pay it, the envelopes get skinnier and skinnier, right? And then what you got left, you got left.
I have very wealthy friends, and that's what they still do. That when they run out of their going out to eat budget, they don't spend more.
Yeah, it's a discipline thing.
Budget
Yeah.
is key. I think that, Jeff, that is, you absolutely, and there are free apps. There's one called Mint. It's a free app. You can download it. And then there's also Nerd Wallet. And most credit cards and banks have budgeting tools right in there. You can go online with whatever credit card you have. They generally have tools that will separate and show you what there's there.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a third one now, and then we'll wrap this up. Go to your credit card statement. If you haven't visited it in a while, go to it and go to everything that was taken out of it. You're gonna see all these little subscriptions, all these little buys that you'd be like, oh, I can't believe I go to Starbucks 8 times a week, you know, or whatever. You'll see your spending pattern, because most people use credit cards or their debit card or whatever. Don't use a debit card either, use a credit card. Because and pay it off. But go to your credit card statement, and you'll see where you're spending your money. And then ask yourself, really? And if you're like, yeah, oh yeah, I got to have that. Okay, good. Next, really? Probably not. Okay, next one, yeah. And then just go through it, and you'll find plenty. If you do those 3 things, if you set up your account, business and personal, so you don't commingle, if you create a budget, and then if you look at your credit card bill, you'll start to feel good about what you got.
And John, along what you're saying is you can go to every single credit card, except the really crappy ones, will have a tool when you go online where you can download into an Excel spreadsheet. And then you can, and I would say download the last year. You know, today is October 26th. Start with October 27th, 2022. Download that the last year and sort it by either merchant or category, and then categorize it and go, I can delete this entire category.
Boom.
And look, I spent $10,000 on eating out. Stop
Yeah.
doing that.
So guys, just know this, it's not always going to be tight, but it's tight right now. And so you got to get through right now. And then when it starts to loosen up and you're down there, you're working hard, you're grinding, you're working, nothing's happening, you're grinding, you're working. You're going to look up at one point, you're going to have 5, 7, 10 listings. You're going to have 3, 4, 5 pendings. And then you can start to go out and start adding fat. Right now, though, you got to get lean, very, very lean, so you have an opportunity to get fat later. All right.
And yeah, I'll finish up with, once you have a plan, here's another thing that we've done and realtors do often, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, get your ego out of this.
Don't do that. Have a plan.
Don't
Stay
do
away from
that.
that.
Play your own
That's what-
game.
They always it ends up being the wrong thing to do. And I won't even talk about how much money I wasted on that. And the last thing I want to say is tithe. When you tithe, good things happen.
Yes,
I knew Faye would like that.
it's true. It's true.
I
It
agree with
is.
stuff on tithing, because tithing is not giving 10% of your income. Tithing is returning the first 10%, because 100% of what you get is from God. You're just giving back your first 10.
That's what it says in the Bible, and so many good things happen. It's just amazing when you do
Can't
that.
outspend God.
Yeah. So
Okay.
y'all, it's 8:23. Let's go back to work, create some income, and then look at your expenses. Make sure you got more income, you got expenses, cut where you need to. But again, I want you to know this. It's hard right now. So squeeze in. But it's not always going to be like that. You don't always have to not have Starbucks, right? Eventually you'll be able to have plenty of Starbucks. But right now, no.
That's right. What's in it for you could be you get to the other end of this, make more money than you ever made, and retire early. Let's all
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. So go to
I'm gonna
work.
try.
Go to work, make it happen, and just get smart. Get your personal and work accounts. Don't commingle. Create a budget. Go through your credit card statements. It'll help you a ton. All right. Let's go to work. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Thank